Hey everybody, it's Vince from Spradley Kia here in Pueblo, Colorado, and today I'm going to show you one of my favorite vehicles. I sell more Kia Sportages than anything in my last 6-7 years of selling cars. They are priced right, they lease great. I love the new design that they've had for the last couple of years. But let me go ahead and show you this 2025 Kia Sportage X-Line all-wheel drive with the premium package. Black interior, sapphire blue on the outside. But we're going to go through and go over the everyday features that the average customer would want to know. So right away, we're going to start with my favorite exterior feature is this big, bold, boomerang-shaped headlight right there on the front. The redesign for the Sportage is not going to have that headlight anymore. I'm kind of sad because I do like that, but this is going to be one of the last years of having that boomerang headlight before the redesign. I love how these wheels are on the X-Line all-wheel drive. They are attractive to me, and they are on the Kumho tires, so definitely a fan of that. Right across the front, we have the Tiger Nose grille with the kind of glossy black. We have the black Kia emblem on this sapphire blue car, which I'm a big fan of. I love how Kia has done that. And then you have the gigantic windscreen on the front windshield. Big fan of that. One thing about a Kia, I don't know if you guys know this, but you see how that's not a straight line on the hood. So that's how you can find your Kia in a parking lot. If all you're seeing are windshields, look for the uneven line across the top, and then you can see that is a Kia. You have LED daytime running lights, and again, one of my favorite vehicles on the lot. If I can help you find a vehicle, please let me know. Again, I'm Vince in Southern Colorado, Spradley Kia. We ship all over the country if need be. I could always order a vehicle for you if we don't have it in stock at no extra charge. But yeah, just let me know if I could help you find a vehicle. Like and subscribe if you like the content here. So I love the profile on this car too. To me, it's very sporty, but not too aggressive looking. Looks great in the sun, looks great in the shade. I am a big fan of the sapphire blue also, which is funny because I am not a fan of the sapphire blue in the K5, but I really like it in the Sportage. I wonder if it's because of the black accents. Anyway, so coming right over here on the side, you have your all black mirror caps with your LED turn signal light right there. You have your push button to get into the vehicle, so your keyless entry right there. If you press that button once, it'll unlock the door. If you press it twice in succession, it'll unlock all 4 doors. And then if you lock it the same way, press the button, you can lock it. So it's keyless entry as long as you have the key fob with you. Coming over here, you have a push and pop gas tank. So as long as the car is unlocked, you press that button and the gas cap will open. If it's locked, that gas cap will not open. Now, I said this has the premium package. So what do you get for the premium package? You get the panoramic sunroof with power sunshade, the LED interior lighting, smart power liftgate, dual illuminated vanity mirrors, carpeted floor mats are extra, and the auto dimming home link mirror is extra. So you don't actually get those with the premium package. Those are extras that this vehicle just has from the manufacturer. MSRP of about 35 grand, 35,490. Coming along here to the back, pardon the sun, it's just the time of the day, but I do like the how the rear combination lights look on this guy. I love the black Kia badging there in the center. Big fan of that, especially on this blue. And then you have your kind of back profile right there. If I go ahead and open the back trunk, I could do so with just pressing this button right here. You do have a back camera. Again, power liftgate with this package, but inside here you have an insane amount of cubby space, cargo space. So you got a lot of cargo space in the back. Child anchor locks on all the seats. So if you got little ones, you have 3 child anchor locks back there. You have your port there, your 12-volt port there for, you know, if you're going camping, if you have stuff to plug in. You can drop those seats right there down to near flat by pulling this paddle, which is a pretty popular feature. Down here, you have the cubby space underneath where you have your tire and your tools, and then you have some light spaces there for things. If you have the sunshade accessory, you can put it in the trunk area right here, and that way you can see the you don't have to like keep your sunshade in your garage. You can keep your sunshade with the vehicle, with just those little holes right there, which is kind of cool. You have the little hooks there again for accessories. That's why if you use the cargo net, it'll help you out there. That's just kind of how the cabin looks right above, but nothing too crazy. Very functional. We have a daughter that plays sports, and when my wife had one of these, we used that cargo area for overnight bags, for softball bags. One touch right there will lower the tail lift gate. Kind of the side profile here. Let me show you the driver's seat. I'm sorry, the passenger seat. I usually always show the driver's seat, but kind of want to always show the passenger seat too. So inside the passenger seat, you're going to see here you have lock, unlock, window controls, glossy black all right there. You have your pretty standard door handle, plenty of feet room. But on this model here, you do not have power seats. So you have your standard pull bar underneath to move it forward and back. And then you have your little pulley handle there to move the seat backward. Inside the vehicle here, like I said, pretty comfortable, like a lot of leg room. So definitely a lot of leg room there. Very comfortable armrest. Freaking, let me turn that down. It was been snowing here in Colorado like crazy. So I'm just gonna turn all that down to low. We'll go over the climate controls in just a second. But man, it was pretty toasty. I love the accents here for how the vents are. Those are pretty cool. And then you have two fully functional vents there for your passenger. A big fan of that. So yeah, definitely a lot of leg room here. I never had a problem being the passenger princess in my wife's car. Even though that rarely happened, I was never had a problem with it. Can't complain about that. Let's go to the back seat. So going to the back seat, plenty of room. My son is super tall. My daughter, like I said, plays sports, so there's always a bunch of girls in the back here. When my wife used to have this car, big fan of the room in the back. Plenty of leg room right there, and that passenger seat I think was pushed all the way back. So even with that pushed all the way back, I'm 5'10", and I have plenty of knee room here. Not horrible at all. You have your little hook there for either garments or bags, which is pretty cool. You have your mat pockets back here behind driver and passenger. You have your charging ports in the seats for your back passengers. You can also, my wife would use that as well for the front, which just have the cord drape over. So definitely plenty of charging options. You have your vents back here, and then you have a small little cubby space right down there. So all in all, plenty of room back here. I'll open up that panoramic sunroof here in a minute, but that panoramic sunroof does go all the way back. You have your armrest here that kind of pulls down super easy. Armrest with the cup holders there. Not too shabby at all. You have your oh crap handles right there to help you get in and out of the vehicle with a garment hook, and then you also have a light there. The light is pretty cool. Let me just show you on this side. You just press it, and then you can have the light there. Now there's also, this seat goes backwards too, so you can recline. So it's a 60-40 split. I just reclined that seat, but you can see that you have a really comfortable reclining position there. Especially super tall people tend to like that when you're on road trips. But definitely a pretty cool, comfortable ride back here. Cannot complain. All right, let's go to my favorite position, which is going to be the driver's position. We'll go over some key features in the infotainment system, on the steering wheel, and on the panel. Again, I'll show you the everyday features of this vehicle, and that's going to be setting up that part. So here we go. Get out of the car, close that, close that. Let's do one more quick little walk around. The car is beeping because I have the key fob in my pocket. The key fob does have remote start on it, and then you also have remote start with Kia Access, the app. So you could do remote start, remote climate, all that thing, all that jazz. So pardon the sun doing this video later in the day than I typically do, but here on the driver's panel you have your window controls, your lock and unlock, well, those are your mirror controls. I'm sorry, mirror controls, lock and unlock, window controls, child lock right there. So you can child lock the doors and the mirror, which is pretty cool. You have your power driver's seat, which is always a plus. And then you have, again, your glossy black, you have your door control, you have your blind spot detector in the mirror. I don't know if you can see a little triangle right there. So in this model, you do have blind spot detectors right there. It'll beep at you if you are using your turn signal and you have someone in your blind spot. It'll just highlight if you are not using your turn signal and someone's in your blind spot. So pretty cool. Okay, so let's get in the vehicle here. Close the door. I'm gonna see if I get out of the sun. I'm gonna put this guy in drive, and I'm going to try not to hit this pole. Put this guy in reverse. Cool little camera there. And then we're just gonna go up to this fence. Okay, hopefully that gets the sun out of my eyes. Put the guy back into park. Okay, so let's just start kind of left to right. So on this panel right here, you have your illumination button that will illuminate the center screen and your infotainment screen as well. So if you like it super bright or super dark, you can change that illumination right there. That'll open the rear trunk, so you can press and hold that. Traction control, you can turn that off if you wish. Always recommend keeping it on though. And your electronic parking brake. You do have these really cool vents here. Again, you have one right there and you have one right there. Super useful. This car gets really cold and really hot, so always a fan there. Down underneath, you can pop your hood right there, and we already talked about the push and pop gas cap for the fuel. Coming up here, up top, you have your light stick, and I'm a big fan of auto lights, so I'm just gonna turn that. It's gonna say auto right there. That way your lights will turn on and off as the sun goes up and down. So I'm a big fan of that, but you can also control how you want your lights right there. If you want them off, or if you want the brights on, all that kind of stuff. If you push this back, you'll see right up here, that'll be your auto dimming headlights. Push it one more time and then it'll turn it off. So at night you just push that and then your auto dimming headlights will turn on and off at will. So that's kind of cool. On the screen in front of us, might as well talk about it since I have the camera focused on there. You have your miles till empty right up top. You have your RPMs there, your miles per hour right there on the left. That center screen there, you can actually change by using this 2 pages button, which we'll get to in a minute. Right now it is set on the safety features. You have auto hold, temperature, miles, and then you have the speed limit sign. This car will read the speed limit, and it will be black if you are under the speed limit. It'll be red if you are over the speed limit. So you have your speed limit assist there, which also works with cruise control, which is pretty cool. You can set it to read the speed limit sign, so if you're using cruise control, it'll move you forward and it'll slow you down or speed you up based upon the speed limit sign that it just read. So pretty nifty there. And then you have your lane keep assist right there. So this car will keep you centered in the lane. A feature I like that adds on to lane keep assist is this button right here. This button right here is forward lane keeping assist. So if I press that, you're gonna see the little steering wheel pop up right there. And it's gonna use the information from this box up here to keep you centered in the lane, because it's gonna use the car in front of you as a follow point. And if you're on a 2-lane highway or a 2-lane road, it'll read one of the lanes to kind of keep you centered. So pretty cool. It does work with moderate weather, so your weather doesn't have to be super perfect for that to work. But yeah, I really do like the lane follow assist. So lane follow assist needs lane keep assist in order to work. Auto hold is right there. I'll show you how that works. Auto hold is this button right here. So when you press auto hold, you have that little white option that comes on. So I'm just pressing and unpressing auto hold. Now, auto hold is a feature I secretly love because you can use it for like fast food. You can use it when you're like at a red light, or so if you're stuck in a drive-through, if you're stuck at a red light. Me, if I'm picking up my kid from practice, let's say I'm in drive and I want to take my feet off the pedals, but I don't want to put myself in park. So what I could do is I can put my foot down on the brake and I'm going to press auto hold. And then now you're going to see where it was once white, it is now green. And so that means I am in auto hold and it is active. So when I'm ready to go, all I have to do is put my foot on the accelerator and I will just go. In order to stop again and then take my feet off the pedals, you just push down on the brake and then you'll see that auto hold turn green. I love that feature. It's a great feature. It's something that I would strongly recommend if you spend a lot of time in your car and don't like throwing yourself in park all the time. It's really instantaneous, which is kind of cool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn that off, put myself back in park. Okay, cool. Let's go. Oh, over here is your windshield wiper light. I'm sorry, your windshield wiper column. Pretty self-explanatory. You got your windshield wiper right there, your intensity right there. You can do your rear wiper here by turning this little knob. So nothing too crazy on that, but I do get a lot of people asking questions about how to turn the rear wiper on. It's right here, auto, low, and high. You can also set the rear wiper to be automatic in the settings, so we should probably see that setting here in just a little bit. All right, moving left to right, you have your little talk button. So this car has voice assistant, and voice assistant, if your phone is plugged into this, you press and hold, you're gonna get Siri or Samsung, whatever Samsung's voice assistant is, and it'll do things with your phone, so you can give it voice commands. When you're just in the car and you have Kia Connect set up, you can press this guy. Watch. Let's hit commands.
Here are some available commands. In this screen, voice is not recognized.
So you can tell this car to do things. So you can say like, go work, go to home, set previous destinations. You can call contacts as long as they are set up in your phone the same way. You can have it do some settings, which I've never really had anybody do. But you can have it go to navigation settings or sound settings. Stuff that is actually kind of useful is you can use your voice to say air conditioner on, air conditioner off, lower the temperature. You can do the heated seats, turn on seat warmer, turn seat warmer to level 1 or level 2 or level 3. That's pretty useful. What most people tend to use this for, I've noticed, is you can open the lift gate. So if I press this button, open lift gate.
Opening the lift gate.
There it goes. So if you do like a lot of Walmart pickup, or if you do, you know, any of that kind of stuff, to me that's useful. My wife will use it like that. I'm gonna see if it does the opposite. Watch. Close the lift gate.
Feature is not supported.
See? And I don't understand that. You can open the lift gate, cannot close it. You're gonna have to go over here and press and hold. That is a missed opportunity, and it's such a ridiculous missed opportunity. Anyway, but you do have the little voice assistant here. It'll learn how you speak. So if you have an accent, it'll learn how you speak eventually. It's not my favorite feature in the world, but I don't really like speech to text either. Mode's gonna go ahead and move you over with your music. So if I press mode, then I can, like, let's say I listen to my Bluetooth, my cell phone, music on my cell phone, and if I have like Sirius radio. So I can check those boxes there, only what you use. And then when you toggle through mode, you will toggle through all your different music options. So mode's pretty interesting. Typically I just play the music off my phone, so I don't really use it, but it's definitely an interesting feature. You have answer a call, and then you have a star button right here. Anytime you have a star button in a Kia, it's a customizable button. So I press that star one more time, and then now I can customize it to all these different things. Map, reroute, quiet mode, voice command, hands-free calling. Most people, 9 times out of 10, are going to do reject a call or end a call on this star button, because you have answer call, that's muscle memory, that should be end a call. So yeah, that's what as a fully functional muscle memory person, I would say answer a call, decline a call. But you can definitely, hey look, we're getting a shipment of cars. There they come. Neat. Okay, anyway, so they yeah, answer a call, decline a call. 2 pages button. So 2 pages button, pretty useful. You press that button, you're gonna go left to right across this screen, and then you're gonna have the toggle switch underneath that you can move up and down. So that toggle switch can go up and down. So most people are gonna probably wanna be here under driver info, and then you can do like since refueling, accumulated info, your auto stop timer, which this car can do if you set it up that way, driver info. To reset it, you just press and hold OK, and that's this button right here also. So I don't think anyone's driven this car. This car's only been driven 12 miles, so I think I'm literally the only person to be in this car so far. So you're not gonna get a lot of information just yet. You have your compass, and then here, I like this screen. This is my favorite screen in any Kia. It's like your tire traction control screen, so you can see which wheels are working. If you're using your front wheels, using your back wheels, it's kind of cool, especially here in Colorado. You know, I might be on gravel, I might be on a smooth concrete surface. You can see if I'm using my front wheel drive, my all-wheel drive, and what kind of power each wheel is getting. So I'm a fan of that screen. I'm going to use my toggle switch there. You have your tire pressure, and then you have, you know, those guys. So I'm going to leave it right there because I'm a big fan of that screen. Other people should be too. Cruise control. Personally, I don't really use cruise control, but this car does have it. So you just press this button here. Cruise control settings are not met, so we're not going to be able to show you exactly how that works. But you press that button there, use this toggle button here to go up and down in your miles, you know, what you want your speed to be, and then you're good. So yeah, pretty good. Just not a fan of cruise control personally. So let's go over here. Infotainment screen. A little house takes you home. So little house is going to take you to your main buttons. You can swipe that guy left or right. So you have anything here is a touchscreen. So you have your maps right there. You have your time right there. And then you can just press that and it'll take you to that screen. So if you want to, you know, change your date and time, you can. Daylight savings time, you can change right there. You could change your military time, mountain time, Pacific time, whatever you want to do. So little arrow takes you back, little house takes you home. If I click on the map, it's going to take me to my map screen. This little triangle here, that little white triangle, if you could see it, that's a collapsible triangle. So that'll go ahead and collapse that screen. That way you can see your map or whatever else is there. So if you ever see this little white triangle, that is an open and shut screen there. Pretty easy. If you want to get your destination, you can press that little magnifying glass, type in where you go. If you're driving and you have Kia Connect, you can press and hold that guy, and then you can say get directions to, and it'll do that for you. What I do like about the navigation is that it will save your recent entries, so you can always go back to something if you need to be. I do recommend going into, it's not menu, where is it? It's going to be down here, clicking nav right there, and then it'll take you to the navigation menu, and then you can set like your home, your work, and some favorites. So if you're traveling and you just need to know how to get back to the highway to get back to your house, just click home, get yourself to the highway, take yourself off. That's what I do. But you do have saved places, previous destinations. You can edit routes, you can add to your route, you can do all kinds of cool stuff there. So nearest POIs, that'll take you to you know, like if you want, like really you want to find a restaurant, you have fast food or you have sit down restaurants for restaurants. So you just press restaurants and it'll find you your nearest restaurant. Let's just say you want to go to Papa Murphy's or Gigi's Barbecue or Papa John's, whatever. You just select one, it'll tell you how far away it is right there, and then you can click a route and then it's going to take you there. Not going to deactivate the pop-up because I'm not the owner of this car, but there it is. Give you recommended minutes to get there, all that jazz.
The route guidance will start now.
Super easy. I really like canceling the route on this guy. It's actually easier than in other vehicles that I've driven, other non-Kias. All you do is press cancel route. It's not that hard. Shouldn't be. So that's kind of cool. While we're looking at this, your flashers are right there. Press that big triangle, turn your flashers on, just because I had it in the screen. So again, little house takes you home. You go right back there to your main screen. So just swipe that guy left or right to the driver or the passenger. So I'm just swiping that guy. You have your maps, you have your navigation, you can pair your phone via Bluetooth. Super easy. You should be able to do it in like a minute and a half. Phone projection, so Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, it'll take that there. Not wireless, it's still wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto. Then you have your voice memos, your climate, valet mode. Quiet mode's kind of interesting. So quiet mode, if you have back passengers, people sleeping back there, you can turn on quiet mode. It'll only play the music in the front seats at a quieter level. So quiet mode's pretty interesting. More useful in a bigger car, but we have it in the Sportage as well. High definition radio and data. It's not HD as in like high definition. HD is high definition, but it's also the name of the company. So a lot of people mistake that. So I live in a very small town. I live in Pueblo, Colorado, so we're not like a super big town. So if I press Doppler radar, I'm not going to get any information. So it may not work in your area. It may just it may just be there. So so yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and back that out. You have your radio, you have your media, and you have your setup options, Kia Connect, notifications, and user manual. I am going to take a short break while I respond to some text messages, and I will be right back, and we will go into this guy a little bit more in depth. Okay, I'm back. That wasn't that long, but for you it should have been instantaneous. So let's go back here to the infotainment screen. Setup. Inside setup, you have another wealth of information here for you to go through. I would strongly recommend user profile first. Go to user profile, set up your driver nickname, set up your profile image, link your Kia Connect account, do all that, get that squared away. That way you can then go to vehicle over here, and then inside vehicle change things like your lights, and anything under convenience, your cluster, driver, change all your other stuff. Because if you go to vehicle, set things up the way you like it, then go to profile, you may notice that profile might just erase most of what you just did and then have you start again on a profile. All right, so let's go into data network. Data network right there, that's going to be your Kia Connect option. So you just want to activate service right there. Your salesperson should be doing this with you when you buy the car. But if for any reason they don't, this is how you do it. It's super easy. You just click you agree, click on next. It's going to have you punch in your phone number right there. Punch in your phone number, click OK. Then it's going to send you a text message. That text message is going to have a link that you fill out your name, you create a password. That password is going to be the same password that your app is going to be for Kia Access. So then you download Kia Access. Your username should be your phone number, could be your email, but should be your phone number. And then you use the password you created. You're able to log in, you click skip, and then there you go. You don't have to click skip. If you want to go through the tutorial, you can. You're probably, you could probably just do the tutorial yourself, but I just click skip, and then boom, you have Kia Access right there. You could do remote start, remote climate on most cars, vehicle locate. If you're financed through Kia, you can pay your bill, do a lot of cool things with Kia Access. So a little arrow takes you back. You have Wi-Fi hotspot here, so you can enable Wi-Fi hotspot. You do have a limited time trial for the wireless hotspot. After that, it is powered by Verizon. So that's data network and user profile. You got voice recognition, you got device connections, which is your Bluetooth settings. So nothing too crazy in there, but you can set up your Bluetooth, pair another phone. You can pair multiple devices in this car, which is kind of cool. But yeah, more Bluetooth settings and phone projection settings. You can change the sounds of the buttons. So let me rephrase that. Button is going to be an extension of where you want your star buttons to be. So all of your customized buttons are over here, but you can also change things on this side here. Like if you want to invert the if you want to use the steering wheels on the buttons, you can change the presets, you can change frequency. If you want to go back to the mode button, steering wheel button, so you can change different things on here. The volume and tuner knob, you could swap them. It's very customizable. Let's see, display, there's nothing really too crazy in display. It's just auto brightness, blue light filter, and camera settings. So nothing too crazy under display, but definitely you can play around in there. Screen layout is pretty cool. So let's say driver mode. So right now your screen right here where it's purple is linked to driver mode. So if I uncheck that and I have theme A, which is the purple, let me click theme B, that's the red. Theme C is the green. So you can choose your different themes if you wish. I'm gonna leave it linked to driver's mode. So if you put it into sport mode, it's gonna turn red. I believe eco is probably green, or smart is probably green. So you can change that around if you wish. Split screen or screensaver, so you could not have a screensaver. You could set it as a digital clock or the analog clock if you ever do turn this screen off, which you can by pressing and holding down the volume button right there. Split screen, so in that third screen right there that we kind of saw earlier, you can add and take out things. So you could take out the compass, you could take out the clock, all that kind of stuff. So you can add and subtract different items there if you don't want to use that. Vehicle. So vehicle, there's a lot of stuff under vehicle. So that's why I say use profile first and then vehicle second. Under vehicle, you can turn on and off all the safety features. You can set features instead of like beeping at you, or instead of like being active, you can make it just beep. So that's like the driver assistance. You can do active assistance, you can do warning only. Blind spot safety, you could turn all that off and on if you wish. You can make it beep and not like help you. Parking safety, you could turn on and off the rear cross traffic. You can really manipulate that safety features to your liking. If you don't like it either beeping or actively trying to assist, you could turn it off and on. Cluster is interesting. It's just kind of showing you what is in there. Again, we click cluster, we go back to cluster theme under mode, but you can turn on and off the welcome sound. It's already off, I'm gonna turn that on. And then again, you can choose the illumination screen right here and adjust the brightness. Some of these screens do bleed into other features. So you'll notice some of the stuff under cluster was also under what we were on before under display. Climate, nothing too sexy under climate. You just have a circulated air, automatic ventilation. You can do scheduled ventilation, all that kind of stuff. The frog and defrost, defog and defrost options. You can turn all that off and on. Auto drying. So yeah, so some people ask me this question, and it's weird. I do get this question a lot. So let's say you were in your car, you came home from the store or for wherever, and then 30 minutes later you go back out to your garage or go outside and you hear your car running. It's the air conditioning auto dry. After the vehicle is turned off, the fan will run automatically to dry the inside of the air conditioner to prevent mold growth. So yes, your car technically the fan is on, but it's because you have it set to this feature. You can turn it off if you wish, but I actually do get this question quite a bit with any Kia is, hey Vince, my car seems like it's making noise after I turn it off. It's always this auto air conditioning. Little back arrow takes me back. Go to lights. You can turn on and off the one touch turn signal. Well, not on and off, but you can make it 3 flashes, 7 flashes. You can turn on and off the headlight delay, the high beam assist. You can do the welcome light. You can do all kinds of stuff. So pretty nifty there. Door, same thing. You can do the 2-press unlock like I was saying. You can turn on and off the power liftgate, which is kind of cool. You can also do the smart liftgate, which does come defaulted as off. So with the smart liftgate, if you approach the rear and you have the key fob on you, after about 8 to 10 seconds, it's going to beep at you, the lights are going to flash, and the door will open eventually. And then that is the smart liftgate. So you can get out of the way if you don't want it to. This option does not have smart liftgate close. Some of our Kias do, but this vehicle does not. But you can adjust the speed for the liftgate and the height. So if you don't want it to open and up to a full height, that's full open. That's a level 2 right there, level 1. So you can just do different height settings, so which is kind of nifty. Oops, let me go change that because no one's gonna want it. There we go, full open. That way when someone shows this car, it's not gonna be weird. You can turn on and off the rear occupancy alert under convenience. Your oil intervals, you can turn on and off the wireless charging system, and there is your auto rear wiper. You could turn that on and off if you wish. If your wireless phone charger doesn't work, and that's going to be this guy right here, if it doesn't work, make sure one, the car is on and the doors are closed. The car has to be on, the doors have to be closed, and you have to have your magnet centered right around right there for your guy to work, for your wireless phone charger to work. If that doesn't work, then come into this setting here and make sure this is turned on. So right there, that's on. Cool. Little back arrow takes me back. That's pretty much everything there in the screens regarding settings. The next step is the climate control, which is kind of cool. Kia's had this out for a couple years now, but it still can be new to some people if you're not familiar with it. This screen here is one control system, but if you press this little fan, it does change what those buttons are. So it's kind of cool. I call it like our little Star Trek-y screen. So right now it's set on climate. So you have your recirculated air. This knob here is driver climate. That's passenger climate on that knob right there. You have your blower speed. You have your directionals for the fan. You can sync your temperature by pressing sync right there. Now, that's climate. This little triangle right above the little orange one, now it changed everything to your navigation settings. So you can see this volume here, this knob here is now volume. This over here is tuner. You have your track and your radio and your media, your setup. You have another customizable star button, your navigation, and your map. So if I press that star button, it's going to take me up here, and I can make that more customizable things. Navigation will take me back to that navigation menu we were at earlier, and map will take me directly to the map. So there's multiple ways to get to things on this infotainment screen. But this little screen here is controlled by these two buttons. Now, the big complaint about this screen is that people are driving and they don't like to try and find that button there. They like either one option more than the other, which makes 100% sense. And all the other YouTube videos that say this is a crappy feature of this car, they never show you that if you press and hold one of these buttons, you can default it to infotainment or climate. So let's say I default it to infotainment because that's what I do in my car now, because I play with the track buttons there. So I go to change my climate, click that. I'm going to change my blower speed. Boom, blower speed's changed. I'm driving along, and boom, it's going to go right back to the defaulted infotainment screen that I like the most. So yes, it could be a little cumbersome if you don't do that, or if you do fiddle with these buttons a lot while you're driving. Yeah, you're gonna have to take your eyes off the road for a split second to change it. But I would recommend using a default preference. That way it'll always default after about 10 seconds to the previous screen. I'm gonna go ahead and press and hold this button one more time, and then that way I can turn it to off. I will see about putting a link to accessories in my video because some of these cars do not come with floor mats. It's just the way that Kia sends them or the way your dealership orders them. So hopefully in my description, I'll have links to some accessories for this car, because there actually is a couple cool accessories. Moving along, you have your charging ports here, USB, USB-C, and your little 12 volt there. You have your button to turn it on and off. You have the gear shift column on a gas vehicle, park, neutral, park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then sport mode. So how sport mode works is you could be in drive, driving on the highway, boom, boom, boom. You want to play around a little bit, pop that guy to the left, and now you're going to see up here, you have a 1 for first gear. And if I move this up and down, I can switch between 2 gears, 3 gears. I believe there's 6 gears in this transmission, if I'm not mistaken. So then when you're done having your fun, pop it back to the right, and then you're good to go. So you can do that just while you're driving. It's not going to harm anything, which is pretty cool. This model here just has the heated seats for driver and passenger. They're located right there. You have your collapsible cup holders, which are right here, which is a feature a lot of people like, because if you only have one cup, then you have all this open space here for things. Or you can also put this guy in, and then you have a lot of open space for things. So kind of like a little cubby area right there. You have your different drive modes here. This is where I was showing you where you can go into snow mode, sport mode, smart mode, and normal mode just by turning this guy. If you press and hold the middle button in, you do have your all-wheel drive lock. So you'll see it right here on the screen that it's now locked. So you could use that if you're using the towing, or if you are using downward brake assist, basically, if you're going downhill. There's many reasons, and if you're in bad weather, there's many reasons to use that guy. You're not going to harm it. It will auto disengage if you start going too fast. You have your downward hill assist right there. Again, auto hold, auto off, your camera button, and forward parking sensors. Pressing camera will just turn on your camera there, and then you can press this button right here and you can manipulate more like a tow mode or just kind of your standard mode right there. Big central cubby right here, which is pretty cool. You got a lot of space there. Up top, you do have your lights, which you can just slightly tap and they will go on and off. Or you can just press them and they go on and off. You have your sunroof control right there, which is pretty cool. I told you I'd show you that. It goes all the way back, and then glass does open about halfway. It's all about how you touch it. So if you press it lightly, it's just going to close. See, I didn't do it right. So it's going to close the glass and the partition. You can close the partition wherever you want just by repressing it. See, there we go. It's all about how you press it. So now I've opened it for just for a little bit of air, and then the partition is opened only halfway. So again, it's all about how you press that thing. I've been doing this for a long time and I still don't press it right the first time. You have your Kia Connect button, your I believe that's roadside assistance. If I press that button, see, it's going to transfer information to roadside assistance, which is kind of cool. So you don't have to really carry around roadside information. Oops, gonna end that call. So yeah, pretty nifty there. Questions, comments, concerns, that is a lot in this vehicle. It is one of my favorite vehicles. I personally owned one, a variant of one. I love these headrests. You have the little garment hooks on the back. These headrests are super comfortable. Oh, we didn't talk about the mirror. So this one does have the mirror with the garage door openers on the bottom. This is an accessory, so not all of your Kia Sportages are going to come with that. But this mirror does have the 3 different electronic gates that you can use for that, which is pretty cool. Big fan of that because I do have a garage and I do use that feature. You have your big central steering wheel right there. I am a fan of this vehicle. But if I can help you find a vehicle, I try to get to my comments. I can't promise you I'll get to all my comments. But if you do have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Don't forget to like the videos, share, subscribe, all that stuff that all the YouTube people do. It's actually pretty cool. I started out making out these videos for customers as informational, and then I kind of got asked to put them online, and next thing you know, I have a YouTube channel. So again, this is Vince with Sportage Kia down in Pueblo, Colorado, and hopefully I see you guys down at the dealership. Thanks, guys.